Sup everybody, it's Luke James, not the singer, and this is my review for Killer Mike and LP's follow-up to the Run the Jewels album from 2013, Run the Jewels 2. And this album picks up right where they left off. On the opening track, Jeopardy, Killer Mike yells right at the start that he's gonna bang this bitch the fuck out. And then an evil, dark-sounding beat creeps in to add to the tone. This song has lines about putting pistols in people's faces, making monsters suck dick, sending people to meet Satan, and all types of madness. LP also refers to other rappers as vaginas, and Killer Mike says that if you doubt him, you're more than welcome to come and fight him. But I think you'd have to be crazy to take him up on that offer, because he's not a small dude. The same hostility continues on Oh My Darling, Don't Cry, where LP implores the police to suck his dick and tells haters to run naked backwards through a cornfield, which makes my balls hurt just thinking about doing so. And this song has one of my favorite lines on the album when Killer Mike says, "It's obese female opera singer, you can run the jewels or lose your fingers." The strong flows and violent lyricism are also present on the song All Due Respect, which has some speaker-blowing bass and features Travis Barker doing his thing on the drums. All of this in-your-face aggression and humor is a big part of what makes this album so fun to listen to. Like, you can tell that Killer Mike and LP had a blast making this album, and they have amazing chemistry, because they're spitting their asses off, and they sound so good whether they go back and forth in verses, or they take turns on verses. But it's not all just rage and silliness on this album. The song Crown, for example, has some chest-thumping bass to it, and it's all about letting go of your pain and suffering from the past in order to move forward and be happy. And on the song Early, police brutality and corruption are explored. And Killer Mike's verse especially sticks out as he gives a very vivid description of a police interaction that just goes wrong. They get deep on the song Angel Duster as well, where they share some of their views on religion, power, symbolism, and spirituality. But if you're looking for something that's a little less deep, All My Life is a self-proclaimed ode to pills and reefer. And then you have Blockbuster Night 1 and 2, which are both just bar fests. And Blockbuster Night Part 2 features Despot and Wiki. Now, there aren't a lot of features on this album, but I like that Gangsta Boo was featured on the song Love Again, because I wouldn't expect her to be on a Run the Jewels album. The beat on this is a little bit grating, and the over-the-top sexual content definitely isn't going to be for everybody, but it's cool to hear Gangsta Boo on here, because I think she's one of the underappreciated female MCs. The most interesting feature, to me though, is Zack De La Rocha, who most of us know as the lead singer from Rage Against the Machine, being featured on the incredibly gritty banger Close Your Eyes and Count to Fuck, which is kind of a hilarious song name, by the way. This track is just plain vicious. Killer Mike talks about child abuse in the Catholic Church, LP takes a shot at the failing judicial system in America, and I like when Zack De La Rocha says global grand dragons as a way of referring to the corrupt individuals who are in power. And if you didn't know, Grand Dragon is a title from the KKK, so you can kind of see how that all ties together. Now, the last track that I'm going to touch on is called Lie, Cheat, and Steal, which right away reminded me of Los Guerreros. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero, Viva la Raza, LWO for life. This song has a bit more of a commercial feel, especially when you compare it to some of the other beats on this album, which are a bit more noisy and experimental. And LP delivers some hilarious lines again, like when he raps about teabagging a piranha tank. Ooh. But it's Killer Mike who really stands out on this track, because his flow is bananas, and I really like how he made a comparison between Martin Luther King and the streets named after him. And he also goes into a bit of detail about what he thinks of the whole Donald Sterling fiasco, so that was interesting. So I give this album a 4 out of 5. This is just some of that good old-fashioned smash you in the teeth and bang your head off of a turnbuckle rap. The production is pretty banging throughout the whole thing, and it's very unique, but I don't think it's going to be for everybody because it is a bit experimental, like I mentioned, and at times it can be kind of abrasive. Or maybe too much, you might say, depending on how you feel. So that said, I'm not sure that I would recommend this to just a casual fan of hip-hop, but if you're tired of the soft, fuzzy, basic, commercial music that we get subjected to, and you're looking for something that's just grimy and gritty and different, then look no further, because I think you're really going to like this one. But even if you're a casual hip-hop fan, I mean, maybe you should check this out, because this might be different in a way that you can stomach, and you might go, wow, this is like nothing I've ever heard before, this is great. It's very possible. And I think this album is going to be in the discussion for Album of the Year, because the lyrics are just bonkers, the production is so unique and creative, like I said. There's just a lot of good things that I could say about this album. So that's what I thought about it. You guys let me know what you think. As usual, hit me up at luke@redmattersite.com if you're an indie artist and you want me to review your album or give you some promo. Do all that good YouTube and social media stuff. Subscribe, like, retweet, share, etc., etc., etc. And I'll see you guys next time.